We are another week down, another race down, and another situation where Carson Hocevar has people talking. Now, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, Carson Hocevar gives you a reason to react. He will either piss you off, he'll rile you up, or he'll get you emotional about the great sport that is NASCAR. Now, this week, there's a little bit more negativity than positivity. And Kyle Larson, to his credit, went on door bumper clear, which is always a caution to do. But he offered both sides to Carson Hocevar. Now, before we get started, you have to understand one thing. When we talk about Carson Hocevar, he's fast. From a pure talent perspective, whether you like him or you don't, this kid has it, okay? So we go to the episode. We go to door bumper clear. Now, Tommy Baldwin, who's a co-host of this podcast, he has been a very, very vocal critic of Hocevar. He's always been fair in regards to Carson being talented. But when Hocevar had a chaotic day at New Hampshire, Baldwin was fired up. He said, even in practice, the guy is in fourth effing groove. Were you around him? Like, what is he doing? He is just unwound all for 2 days. You raced around him and you know how much talent he's got. The kid's good. And Larson agreed on the talent side before giving the highest compliment that Hocevar has gotten up to this point. He said maybe the most talented out there. And when Baldwin asked Larson what can be done for Carson Hocevar, well, he said this: you watch what he can do in a car. You got surround. You have someone help him, right? That is what Tommy Baldwin feels like should be happening. Get someone around this kid who can help him. Now, Larson's response was interesting because he offered a caution about ripping Hocevar from the DNA that could make him a superstar. He feels that part of Hocevar is just playing a character, but the talent is there. He doesn't think that you have to totally neuter him, that he feels like he is at this point where he's just him, that he is doing these decisions because of attention, like spinning out before the race started. He believes that that was done not by accident or a mistake or the fact that he was on, he was on rain tires and it was raining. He feels like 100% that was done to get on television. Now, while Hocevar clearly has talent, his mistakes are also head-scratching at times. His reactions at times are head-scratching. To the point where Kyle Larson said, do you guys remember this? He highlighted a situation that happened 3 weeks ago at Iowa. He said the camera didn't catch it at Iowa. I doubt. I don't know. But dude, he was trying to spear Bell. Did you see any of that? When he got lapped for like the second time, he was trying to spear Christopher Bell for 2 laps. And I'm behind him like, what are you doing? Now, keep in mind, that was the same sort of action that Hocevar showed with Connor Zilisch at New Hampshire. And he admitted on their first dust up that he wrecked himself, but then chose the door Zilisch was in when they met up a few laps later, right? And Larson said, I don't understand. It's like you admit that you wrecked yourself, but then you go out there and run right through him the next chance you get. Now, this is where things take another step. Freddie Kraft tried to put a bow on the whole Hocevar situation. And he shut the segment down with his own opinion, echoing what everyone else outside of Hocevar's camp on the racetrack feels like right now. He said, I wish he would just go back to driving a car instead of worrying about what everybody thinks. Because yes, you've got to build a fan base. Eventually, just like everybody's going to get fed up with your crap if you're not running like this. If you're running like this, if you're competing for wins, if you're winning Talladega, it's a great story, an unbelievable celebration, then everyone will appreciate you, right? But his thing is, if you're competing for wins, you're going to stay up top. But he feels like if he continues to play a gimmick every week, and then you're running 20th, like he has been the last 3 weeks, it's going to get old pretty quick on him. So a lot to unpack there, I understand. But let's talk about where they're going with this. And I want to tackle the idea that Carson Hocevar is playing a character, is playing a gimmick, like he's a freaking professional wrestler or something. I don't buy that he's playing a character. I don't buy that he's playing a gimmick. I think Carson Hocevar wears his emotions on his sleeves. I think he's a young kid who has been thrusted into this limelight, who legitimately loves this sport, who is a legitimately talented race car driver, who also lacks a lot of real world experience, adulthood, and just overall experience in the NASCAR Cup Series. And so you have someone like Freddie Kraft who's been in this industry for 15, 20 years. You have a guy like Kyle Larson who's been around for a very, very long time. These guys have a lot more experience in life. And these guys also have a lot more experience in racing and at the highest level in all of motorsports. So when you're asking him, stop playing these games, are they really games? Or is this just Carson Hocevar, who is an extraordinarily different individual, who has a ton of personality, and is a guy that is trying to get the most out of an opportunity? Now, I will agree with one thing real quick, where you can't be doing things or saying things and then be running 20th for 3 straight weeks. I 100% agree with that. That will get old. But I say keep on doing it, Carson.